Now we are going to operate the eyebrows color remove, what she got for more than 10 years. The pigment in the skin are actually very clear. It is relatively thick. Now we are going to operate inside this white bottle. It's removal solution we want to operate on her skin. When we started the operation, start from the end of the eyebrow. You can put a little bit of this soothing cream on her skin. It is okay to do it, just like we normally operate eyebrows. Gently make circle like this. I can break her skin gently. There will be a little tingling. Some people will say it will bleed, but bleeding is normal even if hairstokes operation. Some people will bleed when the force is a little bit strong or someone with sensitive skin, so it is normal that little bleeding happens. If the blood is absorbed by the cartridge needle, do clean it before operate again. Make sure the cartridge needle is clean. Then absorb the removal solution again. When you make circle, the force on the hand should be slightly lighter and be gentle. So how do we control the force? Whether the removal solution being injected accurately through the fingers that support the skin to feel the vibration frequency. When we operate to the edge, try to expand it out a little bit. Do remember to wipe it while operating. Why should do that? Firstly, to avoid the blood affect the removal solution. So when we operate, try to press and wipe the skin. Do not use too much force to operate. That will cause too much skin lesions. Remember, every time you operate, make sure your needle tip has no blood in it. If there is a little bit, it must be removed in time because her eyebrows was done by line strokes. The pigment accumulation is pretty much so when we operate this kind of eyebrows, we must communicate well with customers in advance. It may operate multiple times to remove the pigment because of the pigment in her skin of not too much thick. The remove effect will be better. Do not operate too fast and make circle too fast. That will cause much skin lesion. Make this kind of circle evenly and slowly. Some people operate removal solution will cause too much bleeding. That's because you use too much force when you operate. Cause too much damage to skin. Another reason is that the frequency of the machine is running too fast. The needle goes too deep in your skin. We just need to operate the removal solution on the pigment layer in her skin is enough. When you operate, your hand moves like oval. When operating to this edge, try to go outside a little bit. Otherwise, the part of the border cannot be cleaned. Do not operate the needle without removal solution if there is no solution in the cartridge needle. Do absorb it again. As you can see, basically there is not too much blood. When operate this side, try use a little less force on your hand. Why should we do this? It is the same as eyebrows operation. If you put too much force on your hand, it can easily lead to a red brow. Because the skin on this side, it is quite sensitive and fragile. If the color is removed, and because of your operation force is heavy, the skin will turn red. That will be a trouble. So when operate the eyebrow, it will be better to operate more times and each time less solution. You can see her skin starts to bleed. Do not operate in this kind of condition. We need to draw the blood out with a cotton sheet first. Otherwise the needle will draw the blood into the cartridge and then injected it into her skin. That will be involute tissue fluid it and bleed a little bit is normal. But if you use much force on it, the skin damage will be caused and that's not good for remove. Once the skin bleed, just wipe it. The blood and cartridge should be drawn and absorb agent from the pigment cup. Absorb the removal solution. The operation flow like this should be twice. Must clean the blood. It is similar to the operation of lips. When we operate the lips, some people may ask, why it cannot be colored even operate twice. That's because you have to wipe the blood in the cartridge needle and draw pigments from the cup again. In this way, effective coloring can be achieved, so it is the same as color remove. When operating, you have to wipe the blood or tissue fluid and absorb the solution again to operate. The force should be gently while operate this side. After once operation, her skin turns bloodshot. It is a normal condition. We continue to operate a second time. But the second time I just have a try. Because I haven't give her anesthesia yet. I will reapply the anesthetic to her before operating. No matter you are making circles forward or backward. But do remember the speed of the needle should be slowed down. Why should you do it so slowly? How to achieve fast coloring? It is composed of several basic conditions. First, it is determined by one speed of our machine. Because the higher the speed, then the more pigment you inject into the skin. At constant rotational speed, slow down your hand. Then it is also a good way to color when operate the second time. Her skin has already appeared more bloody. What should I do at this time? We can use soothing cream to relieve it. Why do we do this? Because soothing cream contains not only the ingredient of pitocaine, but also an ingredient of adrenaline. The ingredient of adrenaline can stop bleeding when we operate on damaged skin.